Now the next topic what I have to discuss. So enum. Okay. Keep subheading enum. Enum. Within bracket enumeration. Enum within bracket enumeration. Enumeration. Enum enumeration. Enumeration. Okay. Sir, I have one big doubt. So what is enum or what is enumeration? Okay, this what's enum or enumeration? If we want to define a group of named constants, sir, I want to define a group of named constants under one name. Regarding if you want to define a group of named constants, then we can go for enum. Okay, so what it means, where we can use it. Here just observe. Suppose I am taking, sir, here just observe. I want to define a group of named constants. Then we can go for what? Enum, right? Best example for you. Sir, I have byte is there. Byte. Byte is a Java's inbuilt data type. Correct or not? Can you tell what are the allowed values? Anna? Minus 128 to plus 127. Okay, Java's inbuilt data type. But my requirement is I want my own data type with a group of values. Are getting with a group of constant values. I want to define my own data type. Then we can go for enum concept. Are getting enum? Suppose issue month. Month is my own data type. Are getting enum month? Month is my own data type with the allowed values are Jan, Feb, March, ... DEC is nothing but like. Are you getting? So how many values are there? Okay, this is under enum month. Is nothing but 12 values. Observe the difference between byte and month. Byte is Java's inbuilt data type with how many allowed values? Anna? Minus 128 to plus 127, 256 allowed values, right? But month is my own data type with how many allowed values are nothing but 12 allowed values, right? Are you getting? Sir, this is if you want to define a group of named constants, then we can go for which concept? Enum concept, right? Sir, month is my own data type with the 12 allowed constant values. Similarly, sir, enum bear, of course our favorite enum bear. Can you tell what are the allowed values under bear? Hey, don't think too much. Don't act like innocent. How many allowed? What are allowed values for beer? KF. Okay, KF. Next and after that, KORC and then F4, right? Okay, you can able to tell. KF means what? Kingfisher. KO? KO. Knockout. RC. Royal Challenge. FO. Foster beer, buy one get one free. Very common offer for that. Okay, like, sir, if you want to represent a group of named constants, then we can go for which concept? Enum concept, right? Are you able to understand? Sir, what is enum? A group of named constants. Sir, what is the purpose of enum? To define our own data types. Our own data types are by default considered as abstract, enumerated data types, right? Okay, this I hope you people may learn. Sir, we have one subject is there, PL or PPL. Like in your academics, one subject is there. Have you remembered? PL or PPL. The people who are coming from computer science background. PL means programming languages. Or PPL. Some universities maybe title is PPL, Principles of Programming Languages. In the PL or PPL, one question is very important question for the exam. If you observe, explain about EDTs. And explain about ADTs, like a theoretical paper. It is a theory paper. There these type of questions are very common. What is ADT? Abstract data type. Regarding abstract data type, can you please explain about EDT? What is that EDT? Yeah, enumerated data type. That enumerated data type is nothing but our enum concept. Regarding every programming language, So it's a part of programming language. Principles of programming languages, right? Every programming language contains enum concept. Is it clear for all of you, right? Sir, what is enum? If you want to represent a group of named constant, then we can go for enum. Sir, what is the purpose of enum? We can use enum to define our own data types. Are you getting? Byte is Java's predefined data type. Month is my own data type. Are you getting? Similarly, beer is my own data type with 4 allowed values. Month is my own data type with 12 allowed values, right? Enum concept is nothing but part of every programming language. Are you able to understand, right? Okay, at this point. Yeah, at the point, well, if we want to represent a group of named constants, if we want to represent a group of named constants, then we should go for if we want to represent a group of named constants, then we should go for enum. Enum. Okay, example. Add enum month. Example. Enum month. Jan, Feb, March. Enum month. Jan, Feb, March. DEC. Jan, Feb, March. DEC. DEC. Next. Enum beer. KF, KO, RC, FO. Enum beer. KF, KO, RC, FO. Okay, like. But here one small thing you people should be aware. Are you getting? After these constants, at last I took what? Semicolon. Have you remembered? This semicolon is optional. If you want, you can take, otherwise you can ignore. No problem at all. Semicolon is optional. Better to spell out that point also. Optional. Okay. This is. Sir, what is enum? Is it clear for all of you, right? If you want to represent a group of named constants, then we can go for what? Enum concept, right? Now my important question is, observe, what is the main purpose of enum? Just now we covered. What is the main objective of enum? To define our own data types. Are getting to define our own data type within bracket enumerated data types, EDTs. Okay, at this point. The main objective of enum is to define our own data types. The main objective of enum is to define our own data types. Enum is to define our own data types. Our own data types within bracket, to define our own data types within bracket enumerated data types. Enumerated data types. Okay, that's all. Now, do you know here just this enum concept came in which version? 1.5 version. Are you getting? Sir, whenever some people released 1.0 version, and now listen a bit carefully. Whenever some people release 1.0 version, all worldwide programming experts observe the features of Java. Okay, this is, they identified that enum concept missing in the 1.0 version. Are you getting? Because the reason is, it came in which version? 1.5 version. It is not there in the 1.0 version, 1.1, 2, 3, 4, like, sir, it is not there. It is in a worldwide programming experts observed. Oh, enum concept is not there in Java, like, because it is there in C language, it is there in the C++. Every programming language contains this one, but Java language is missing. Why Java has to miss? Like, all these worldwide programming experts approached the sun, saying, "Boss, Java is too good. All features are extremely good, but enum concept, like one concept is missing in Java. Why don't you include enum concept? Like, so worldwide programming experts are requested sun. Then automatically some people told. So they asked, what is enum? Like, Then these programmers told a group of named constants. Sir, if you want to define a group of named constants, already final keyword is there. Have you observed? Already final is there. What is the need of duplicate dummy concept? If you want to define 10 constants, final, 10 times you can define. What is the need of duplicate dummy concept? We don't want to introduce any duplicate dummy concept. Sorry, can you please go out? Is nothing but this is the response from the Sun people. Then these worldwide programming experts. Okay, so because it is the freeware, Java, they are not required to pay anything. So they can't demand. Are you getting right? These programmers can't demand for the new. Just they requested, but some people they didn't listen. Can you please go out? Because final already there. Define constants if you want. Final. By using final, you can define constants like these people. Some people responded. Then all these people came with full disappointment, right? Then suddenly in the 1.5 version, some people introduced the enum concept. Then what is the feeling of these worldwide programming experts? One feeling is happy because this concept came. But another side, their ego got hurted. Are you getting that? Whenever they requested Sun saying, can you please insert? Can you please include this concept? Duplicate dummy concept, what is the need like? Then why some people including this concept? At that time they told that it's the duplicate dummy concept, right? Then these worldwide programming experts went once again, approached the Sun saying, you told at that time, okay, it's the duplicate dummy concept, but why you are introducing this concept in Java? Is nothing but like the Sun, these worldwide programming experts asked the Sun. Then the Sun people asked one question, what is enum? Once again they asked, what is enum? Then these worldwide programming experts told, so a group of named constants is enum. Are you getting? A group of named constants is enum. Then the Sun people respond say, who told to you it is the group of named constants? Are you getting? In my Java enum, if you want, you can take methods. If you want, you can take methods. If you want, you can take normal variables. If you want, you can take classes. Are you getting? If you want, you can take constructor. Who told you? It's a simple group of named constant. Boss, methods you can take, normal variables you can take, constructors you can take, normal inner classes you can take, like is nothing but these many things you can take inside Java enum. So don't compare Java's enum with the old languages enum. Is not at all good. Yeah, is nothing but Java's enum is more powerful than old languages enum. Don't compare with that. This is not your expected enum. This is the more powerful enum than old languages enum. So to add this extra masala, we took this much time until 1.5 version, like so the Sun people responded, right? Then all these worldwide programming experts, okay, like these people came back. You are getting right? So from this discussion, two things you people should aware. In which version enum concept came? 1.5 version. This concept came in which version? 1.5 version. Second point is, can I use that when compared with the old languages enum? Java enum is more powerful or not? Yes, Java enum is more powerful when compared with old languages enum. Sir, what is the speciality of Java enum? As a separate heading I will discuss. Just as of now, just remember, when compared with old languages enum, Java enum is more powerful. Clear for all of you? Add. Enum concept introduced in 1.0 version, 1.5 version. Enum concept introduced in 1.5 version, 1.5 version. Next up, when compared with old languages enum, when compared with old languages enum, Java enum. When compared with old languages enum, Java enum is more powerful. When compared with old languages enum, Java enum is more powerful. Java enum is more powerful. Java enum is more powerful. More powerful. That's all. Are you able to understand, right? Okay. So this is what is basic introduction. What is enum? What is the purpose of enum? In which version enum concept came? Any explanation is required up to this? So basic idea, I hope you people got a group of named constants. If you want to define our own data types, then we can go for what? Enum concept. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, this is. Next, internal implementation of enum. How enum? If I use enum keyword, internally what thing is happening? Keep submitting. Internal implementation of enum. Internal implementation of enum. Internal implementation of enum. Internal implementation of enum. Enum. Okay. Here see this one. Sir, if I use enum, internally what it means? How internal enum concept is implemented? Okay, internal implementation of enum. Okay, just observe this one. Sir, I'm using enum beer. Are you getting? I'm using enum beer. Within that I'm taking kf. Within that I'm taking kf and then rc. Like I'm taking enum beer. Within that what I'm taking? Kf and rc, right? Now enum internally. So if I can take enum is nothing but internally converted into Java class only. Are you getting? Enum is a normal Java class. Do you know? If you want, you can take main method inside enum and you can run enum directly from command prompt. Is nothing but, don't think too much. Enum is a complete different concept. Enum is a normal Java class only. Internally enum will be converted into class only, class beer. Are you getting right? So here I am taking enum beer means internally it will be converted into what? Class. Point number 1. Every enum internally implemented by using class concept. Clear? Next, do you know I have kf is there. Anna, can I use the term kf is first constant? Rc is second constant, right? First, second. Kf is one type of beer object or not? Ayo, kf is one type of beer object. Rc is one type of beer object. Sir, every enum constant represents an object of the type enum. Sir, it is a beer object. Rc is another beer object. So for beer class, two objects are there. Are you getting something like every enum constant is always represent an object of the type enum. First point. Next, every enum constant is always public static final. Are you getting? Every enum constant is always public static final. Okay, because it's a constant, right? How we can declare constants? By using public static final modifiers. So that's why. So kf means what it means. Here see public static final. Public static final. So every enum constant is always public static final, and the beer kf is equal to new beer. Beer kf is equal to new beer is nothing but like we have. So similarly, second one, public static final beer rc is equal to new beer. Beer rc is equal to new beer, like we have, right? Are you able to understand? Okay, this here. Now, do you know here? So internally kf means is nothing but this is the line. Next rc means this is the line. Next kf means one type of beer object. Kf is the reference variable for that. rc means another type of reference variable, of course another type of beer object. Like, are you able to understand internally how the enum concept is implemented? Now the mapping wise is the clear. Only 3 conclusions. Every enum internally implemented by using class concept. Every enum constant is always public static final. Every enum constant represents an object of the type enum. Sir, kf one type of beer object. rc another type of beer object, right? Add. Better to take point by point. First point. Every enum is internally implemented. Every enum is internally implemented. By using. Every enum is internally implemented by using class concept. Every enum is internally implemented by using class concept. Second point. Every enum constant is always Every enum constant is always public static final. Every enum constant is always public static final. Public static final. Every enum constant is always public static final. Next third one. Third. Every enum constant represents an object of the type enum. Every enum constant represents an object of the type enum. Represents an object of the type enum. Object of the type enum. Are you getting? So that's all. Take this example anyway, including diagrams also. Completed, right? So enum bear KFRC. Internally, how the enum is implemented? Simple, by using class concept. How the internal implementation of enum? By using class concept, we implemented internally enum, right? Enum is implemented by using class concept. Can I clear for all of you, right? Next one. Keep subheading. Enum declaration. Keep subheading. Enum declaration under usage. Enum declaration under usage. Enum declaration under usage. Okay. Now, how to declare enum and how we can use it? Just observe this one. Sir, I am taking enum beer. Within that, KFKORCFO, like I am taking. Sir, how many constants are there? 4. Enum beer, KFKORCFO. Now my target is class test. I am taking class test. So public static void main method. Main method string array args. Public static void main string array args. Now here, do you know, at this point of time, at this point of time, my requirement is, sir, I want to, here see, I want to use RC. Just assume I want to use RC. Can you tell how we can access RC, Anna? RC is a static variable present inside beer. Public static final static. How we can access? By using class name, because static variables we can access by using class name. So if you want to RC, then what is the way we have to use is beer.rc. Now I covered one point. Every enum constant is an object of the type enum. It's an object of the type enum. That's why, do you know? So it is beer b is equal to, are you getting? Beer b is equal to beer.rc. Sir, every enum constant is an object of the type. Beer b is equal to beer.rc, because it's an object of beer. That's why beer type of reference variable I'm providing. So here make sure how we can access enum. Enum constant is nothing but like system.out.println of b. Yes, for p of b. Here one thing you should aware. RC is one type of beer object. Correct or not? Of course it is RC. B, I provided one more reference variable B. Whenever we are trying to print any reference variable, internally which method will be called? ToString method. So inside enum, how the ToString method is implemented? To return name of the constant. Inside enum, ToString method of it is internally implemented to return name of the constant. Sir, can you tell what is the name of this constant? RC. That's why what is the output by default we are going to get here is okay RC simple. Are you getting here? What that output is nothing but RC by default we are going to get. Is it clear, right? Sir, how to declare enum? We can declare enum by using enum keyword. Next, sir, how we can access enum constant? By using enum name. Next, whenever we are trying to print any enum constant, internally, I mean, what output we are going to get? Clear. Because inside enum, ToString method is implemented to return name of the constant as it is. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, at this point. What heading you took? Can you repeat? Enum declaration and how to use usage at the point. Every enum constant is always public static final. Every enum constant is always public static final. Every enum constant is always public static final. And hence we can access enum. And hence we can access enum. And hence we can access enum. And hence we can access enum constant by using enum name. And hence we can access enum constant by using enum name. By using enum name. By using enum name. By using enum name. That's all. Are you getting? By using enum name. Okay. Next, take this example first. Example. Enum beer. Take clearly. Enum beer. KFKORCFO. Class test. Public static void main. Beer B is equal to B.RC. SOP of B. Beer B is equal to B.RC SOP of B. So the output by default we are going to get is RC. Output itself is nothing but RC like. Can I complete it, right? RC. Here B is equal to B.RC, SOP of B, RC like. Now I have one small doubt. Listen, I mean, whenever we are trying to print enum reference variable, enum constant reference variable, internally ToString method will be called. How the ToString method is implemented is to return name of the constant. Let me execute first. Here see this example. Enum beer KFKORCFO. So class test beer B is equal to B.RC SOP of B. Same example. Now let me take Java C test.java. Java C test.java. Are you getting? Next, Java test. Do you know what is the output by default we got? RC. Have you observed RC itself is the output by default we are getting. So every enum constant, whenever we are trying to print, internally ToString method will be called. Inside enum, how the ToString method is internally implemented to return name of the constant. Take a note. Inside enum, ToString method is internally implemented. Inside enum, ToString method is internally implemented. ToString method is internally implemented to return name of the constant. Internally implemented to return name of the constant. Internally implemented to return name of the constant. To to return name of the constant. Okay, take this example now. Sorry, you took already. So to return name of the constant, that's all. But here one few conclusions are there. Make sure you people should be aware. Sir, here where we declare enum? Sir, where we declare enum? We declare enum outside of class, because this group of constants required for several classes, test 1, test 2, test 3. That's why I took as a separate class. Like, sir, we declared enum outside of the class. Sir, this group of constants required only for test, outside of that I am not using anywhere else. Then can I declare this enum inside a class? Yes or not? Just like inner class. So we can declare a class inside a class, no problem at all. So we can declare enum either outside the class or within the class, no problem at all. Okay, this is acceptable. Sir, can I declare enum inside a method? Method local inner classes. Inside a method we can declare a class. Is nothing but method local inner classes. Can I declare enum inside a method or not? Possible or not? Yes or no? Do you know, have you remembered? Inside the method, static declarations are nothing but no. Inside the method level, static constants and so on, no such type of terminology. Enum we can declare either outside the class or within the class, but not inside a method. By mistake, if you are taking inside a method, so compile to a method, we are going to get saying enum types must not be local. Enum types must not be local. Is nothing but like compile to a method we are going to get. Is it clear for all of you, right? Okay. Now just let me show this one. Sir, here where we declared enum. Anna, can you tell where we declared enum? Where we declared enum? Outside the class, outside of class. Now, is it valid or not? You can check. Yes, boss, valid. Sir, have you remembered semicolon optional or mandatory? Optional you took. Let me remove. I removed. Now, is it going to work out or not? Yes, boss. No problem at all. Semicolon is not mandatory. Semicolon is optional. Let me add anyway. Now, I am taking enum within the class. I am taking enum within the class. Is it valid or invalid? 100% pakka. This one is nothing but what? Valid. No problem at all. Yes, sir. Same output you can able to get. Are you getting? You people may feel sorry showing same old output only. Let me change something now. FO I am taking. Where B is equal to B dot FO. Now, what is the answer I have to get is nothing but FO by default. Are you getting? Valid. Next, sir, I am taking this enum. Sir, I am taking enum inside a method. Inside a method I am taking. Have you observed? Enum inside a method I am taking. Immediately compiler is ready to give left and right. Observe that compile time error, right? Have you observed? Enum types must not be local. Is that error by default we cut? Are you getting? Sir, where we declared enum? Where we declare enum? We can declare enum either outside the class or within the class, but not inside a method. By mistake, if you are declaring inside a method, compile time error by default we are going to get. Clear for all of you at this point? We can declare enum. We can declare enum. We can declare enum either within the class, either within the class, either within the class or outside the class, either within the class or outside of the class, either within the class or outside of the class, but not inside a method, but not inside a method, but not inside a method, but not inside a method. Next, if we are trying to declare inside a method, if we are trying to declare inside a method, if we are trying to declare inside a method, if we are trying to declare inside a method, then we will get compile time error. Then we will get compile time error. If we are trying to declare inside a method, then we will get compile time error saying, then we will get compile time error saying enum types, better to highlight this compile time error, saying enum types must not be local. Enum types must not be local. enum types must not be local, must not be local, like. Can I complete it right? Now observe. Sir, I am taking enum x. Sir, can you tell is it valid or not? You have to decide. Class y. Enum x class y. Valid or not? Oi, valid. Enum x class y valid. Sir, I am taking class x. Within that I am taking enum y. Is it valid or not? Yeah, valid. Because inside a class also we can declare. Sir, class x I am taking public void m1. I have a method is there. Within that I am taking enum y. Valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Invalid. Immediately compile time error by default we are going to get saying. Can you tell what that error? Enum types. Enum types must not be local. Is nothing but like compile time error we will get. Take this example. Enum x class y. Class x enum y. Next class x public void m1. Within that enum y. Next enum types must not be local. Enum types must not be local. Enum types must not be local. Must not be local. Okay, like I am taking. Enum types must not be local. Can I complete it right? Okay. So I hope is that clear. Complete first. Can I complete it right? Okay. Now observe. Here legend this one. Sir, if we declare enum outside a class, now it will become just like a class, first class, second class, like. For top level classes, which modifiers are applicable? For top level classes, which modifiers are applicable? Public is allowed. Have you remembered? In the modifiers we covered. Public is allowed. Default is allowed. Public is allowed. Default is allowed. Final is allowed. Abstract is allowed. Strict FOP. These modifiers are applicable for top level classes. Okay, like this. Sir, if I declare enum outside the class, now it will become just like a class only. Then which modifiers applicable for the enum is, sir, public, allowed, no problem at all. Default, allowed, no problem at all. Next up, legend. Every enum is always final implicitly. It's always final, but we are not allowed to declare as the final. It's always final, implicitly final. Even I will show in compile time error slide. But we can't declare explicitly as the final. That's why even though it is final, we can't use explicitly. Next, every enum is always final. Is it possible to declare abstract? Possible to declare abstract? No. Final abstract is illegal combination. Every enum is always final. Of course, final, no problem, final. Abstract you can't. But strict FOP perfectly allowed. So, if we declare enum outside the class, the applicable modifiers are public, default, strict FOP. If we declare enum inside a class, this is something like what? Inner classes. Then which modifiers are applicable? Sir, in addition to these three, private is allowed, inner classes, protected is allowed, and then what? Static is allowed. Private, protected, static is allowed. Are you getting? Okay, this is. Next up, if we declare enum inside a method, which modifiers are applicable? Compile time error we are going to get. Okay, this is because we can't declare enum inside a method. Okay, remember this one. So if we declare enum outside the class, 3 modifiers are applicable. If we declare enum inside a class, 6 modifiers are applicable at this point. If we declare enum outside of the class, if we declare enum outside of the class, the applicable modifiers are public, default, strict FOP. Applicable modifiers are public, default, strict FOP. Better to take one by one, don't try to save the pages. Public, default, strict FOP. Next, if we declare enum inside a class, if we declare enum inside a class, the applicable modifiers are, if I declare enum inside a class, the applicable modifiers are okay, better to take public, default, strict FOP, plus private, protected, and then what? Static. Private, protected, and static. Static. That's all. These are the things what you people should aware clearly, right? Okay. So what is applicable modifiers for public, default? Okay, like this. Okay. Now the next terminology, and I make sure you people should have clarity about these points, right? Here see, sir, enum versus a switch. Up to this what we covered, enum, how to declare and how we can use, and which modifiers are applicable, where we can declare these things. Now keep somebody. Enum versus a switch. Enum versus a switch. Switch statement, I hope you people aware. Enum versus a switch. Okay. Now observe this point well, sir. So for the switch statement, in the flow control, I hope somewhere I covered in the switch statement which data type arguments are allowed for the switch. Which data type, this X can be what type? Only allowed data types for the switch statement are byte is allowed, short is allowed, char is allowed, int is allowed. Byte, short, char, int. By mistake, if you are using any other type, compile method you are going to get long type, float type, double type, boolean type. Such type of terminology not applicable for switch argument type. Here we should not pass boolean type. Here we should not pass long type. Here we should not pass double type, float type, right? What is the reason? I covered already in the flow control. Just observe. Next term, but this rule is applicable until 1.4 version only. 1.4 version, the only allowed types are byte, short, char, int. But from 1.5 version onwards, sir, but from 1.5 version onwards, because of auto boxing, auto unboxing, sir, auto boxing concept came. Primitive and object, there is no difference. Correct or not? Because primitive type and wrapper object, no difference. Because of auto boxing, auto unboxing. That's why the corresponding wrapper classes you can take byte, short, character, and integer, right? Byte, short, character, integer, like the corresponding wrapper classes you can take, plus enum type also you can take. No problem at all. From 1.5 version onwards, for the switch argument, we can use enum type also. No problem at all. Is nothing but like this is. And then from 1.7 version onwards, so we can pass string type also as argument to switch statement. We can pass a string type also as argument to switch statement, right? I hope you people can aware. So from 1.5 version onwards, enum type as argument to switch statement we can pass. How to pass? So what is the behavior? I will explain first at this point. Enum versus switch. Until 1.4 version, until 1.4 version, the allowed argument types, until 1.4 version, the allowed argument types, the allowed argument types for the switch statement are, the allowed argument types for the switch statement are, the allowed argument types for the switch statement are, for the switch statement are byte short char int. Allowed argument types for the switch statement are byte short char int, byte short char int. But from 1.5 version onwards, but from 1.5 version onwards, corresponding wrapper classes and enum types are allowed. Corresponding wrapper classes and enum types are allowed. Corresponding wrapper classes and enum types are allowed. Enum types are allowed. Next, from 1.7 version onwards, from 1.7 version onwards, string type also allowed. 1.7 version onwards, string type also allowed. String type also allowed. Okay, take this diagram. Take clearly this diagram. (1.4) version, 1.5 version, 1.7 version. So for the switch, version to version arguments change is there. Byte short char int, but in a 1.5 version, byte short character integer. Next, plus enum type. Can I complete it right? I hope is that clear. Byte short char int like this. Okay. Next, you add one theoretical point. Hence, from 1.5 version onwards, from 1.5 version onwards, 1.5 version onwards, we can pass enum type. Enum type as argument to switch statement. We can pass enum type as argument to switch statement. We can pass enum type as argument to switch statement. Okay. Now observe, sir, how we can, sir, can you explain how to pass enum type as the argument to switch statement with an example? Maybe a chance to ask. Here see, sir, I am taking enum. Okay, here see, enum beer. I am taking enum beer, KF, KO, RC, FO, like I am taking. Enum beer, KF, KO, RC, FO. Now, class test, public static void main, string array args. Sir, class test, public static void main, string array args. Now my target is beer B is equal to beer dot kf. Beer B is equal to beer dot kf. Now switch off B. Are you getting a switch off B? Sir, can you tell B is what type? B is beer type. Beer is what type? Enum type. That's why Happily we can pass enum type as the argument to switch statement, no problem at all. Are you getting? Now if this B is KF, sir, maybe KF, this B, if it is the KF, system dot out dot println, okay, it is children's brand. It is a children's brand, break. Sorry, if it is the KF, children's brand, break. Case KO, knockout. If B is the KO, system dot out dot println, it is too light. It is too light, break. We may not feel we drunk. Okay, SOP of it's too light. Next, case RC, system dot out dot println, it is not that much kick. It is not that much kick, break. Next, case FO, very common option, system dot out dot println, buy one get one free, break. Next, default other brands are not recommended, like I'm keeping some statements, end of the switch, end of the main method, end of the class like. Have you observed? Is it possible to pass enum type as the argument to switch or not? Yes, perfectly. Sir, what is the B value? What is the B value? KF. B value is nothing but KF. Switch off. Case KF matched. It is the children's brand, like we are going to get the output. Okay, let me execute this code. Here, see. Sir, I'm taking 1 minute. Here, see this one. Here, this is my program now. Observe. Enum beer KF KO RC FO. Okay, like class test. Public static void main. Beer B is equal to B dot KF. Switch off B. Case KF. If it is the KF, it is the children's brand, break. Case KO, it is too light, break. Case RC, it is not that much kick, break. Case FO, buy one get one free. Default other brands are not recommended. Is nothing but like. Now let me execute. Sir, if I execute this code, what the answer? What the output I will get? What the output we will get? So it is children's brand, because what is the B value? KF. So first case only matched. That's why here see, observe the code compiles fine. What the answer? It is a children's brand. Suppose if the B value is RC, can you tell what the answer now? If a B is the RC, then this case matched. It is not that much kick. Okay, now observe this one. It is not that much kick. Is it clear for all of you, right? Okay, take this example. Better to take from the screen only. Enum beer, like add KF KO RC FO. Take clearly. KF KO RC FO. Next class test. Where B is equal to B dot RC. Next switch off B. case KF, it is a children's brand. Case KF, it is a children's brand. Next, a case KO, it is too light. Next, a case RC, it is not that much kick. Better to take all and take the output also. Okay, switch off B, case KF, it is children's brand. Case KO, it is too light. Next, case RC, it is not that much kick. Case FO, buy one get one free. Default is nothing but other brands are not recommended. Other brands are not recommended. Not recommended, like. Are you able to understand, right? So can you spell out what is the output we will get now? What is the output? Because RC, you are taking RC means what? It is not that much kick. It is not that much kick, like we are going to get. I hope you people aware up to this. Okay, now just observe, there is one important loophole is there. What is the loophole is? Observe the point. Sir, I am taking switch off X, switch off X or switch off B. I am passing enum type as the argument switch statement. If we pass enum type as argument switch statement, compulsory every case label. Sir, first case label what we took? Case KF, valid. Next, second case label, what is the second case label we took? Case KO, valid. Third case label RC. Fourth case label FO, like. Sir, I am taking case KO, RC, FO, like this we are taking. Sir, I want to take local brand, local brand, case Kalyani. Local brands are there, Kalyani, Kharjura, like local brand. If I am taking case Kalyani, is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Compile time error by default we are going to get, because other brands are not recommended. Why we are getting compile time error? Yeah, make sure. If we pass enum type as the argument to switch statement, then every case label should be valid enum constant. Are you getting? Sir, KF, KO, RC, FO are constants, but Kalyani is not a constant. Immediately compile time error we will get saying unqualified enumeration, constant name required. Unqualified enumeration constant name required is nothing but like compile time error by default we are going to get. Are you able to understand? Unqualified enumeration constant name required is the compile time error, right? Now observe this one. Here see this. Case KF we took, KO we took, RC we took, FO we took. Instead of FO, let me take Kalyani, like. Now observe this one. Sir, the code won't compile. Can you please read compile time error? Unqualified enumeration constant name required. Unqualified enumeration constant name required. This is the compile time error by default we are going to get. Sir, what we have to do? Simple. How I can overcome this problem? Two ways. Replace Kalyani with the valid enum constant. Otherwise, add Kalyani to our list. Now, is the code is going to compile or not? Yes. Observe that. Are you getting? So this is one small loophole what you people should aware at this point. if we pass enum type as argument to switch statement, if we pass enum type as argument to switch statement, if we pass enum type as argument to switch statement, enum type as argument to switch statement, then every case label should be valid enum constant. Every case label should be valid enum constant. Every case label should be valid enum constant. Otherwise, valid enum constant. Otherwise, we will get compile time error. Otherwise, we will get compile time error. Okay, take this example. Take this one. Switch off B, case KF, case KO, RC FO, case Kalyani, case KF, KO, RC FO all are valid, but Kalyani, such type of constant is not there. That's why unqualified enumeration constant name required. Unqualified enumeration constant name required. Unqualified enumeration constant name required. That's all. This is about enum versus switch statement, right? Are you able to understand? Enum versus switch.